I don't answer to sweetheart anymore. Not from her. Not after what I found in the storage unit. My name is Tessa. I'm 27, and for 6 years I worked at my aunt's bakery in a town of 9,000 people where everyone knows whose kid you are before they know your name. My mom died when I was 19. Aunt Rowan took me in the way people take in a stray cat. Feeds it, lets it sleep inside, tells everyone how generous they're being. She never paid me on the books. Family doesn't need paperwork, she'd say, sliding a folded 20 across the counter at the end of a 14-hour Saturday. Room and board's your wage, sweetheart. You know what rent costs out there? I did know. That was the point. She said it enough times that I stopped doing the math out loud. I opened at 4 every morning. I did the laminating, the custard, the wedding orders, the 3 a.m. bread. Rowan came in at 9, put on a clean apron, and stood at the register talking to regulars about how she'd built the place from nothing. Customers called it Rowan's. It was on the sign. But when someone came in raving about the almond croissants, she'd say, family recipe, and pat my shoulder like I was a dog who'd done a trick. The part that ate at me wasn't the money. It was the way she talked about me at church, at the farmer's market, at my cousin's engagement dinner. Tessa's still finding herself. We're just glad she has somewhere to land, said with a soft, pitying smile, while I had flour in my eyebrows from a shift that started before sunrise. I started keeping records in October. Not because I was planning anything. I just got tired of being told I was misremembering. Photos of the order board every morning, time-stamped. Screenshots of every text where she asked me to come in on a day off. Copies of the supplier emails, which she'd had me handle for 4 years because she wasn't good with computers. My name was on every one of them. Tessa, confirming the flour order. Tessa, negotiating the dairy contract down 11%. Then in March, her landlord sold the building. The new owner wanted a new lease signed, with a personal guarantee and updated business documentation. Rowan came home rattled, drinking wine at 2 in the afternoon, saying the man was a shark and this was how small towns die. She asked me to handle the paperwork like you always do, so I handled it. That's when I found the storage unit. She'd asked me to dig out old tax records from it, and buried in a file box under Christmas decorations was the original business registration from 11 years ago. Rowan's Bakery, LLC, and a second name on the operating agreement. My mother's, 49%. My mom had put up half the startup money from her settlement after the accident at the plant. There was a handwritten note clipped to it in her looping, impatient script for Tessa's someday. I sat on the concrete floor of that unit for a long time, long enough that my legs went numb. I didn't scream at Rowan, I didn't post about it. I drove 2 towns over and paid a lawyer $400 to tell me what I already suspected. My mother's share had passed to me at 19. Rowan had never mentioned it, had never distributed $1 of profit, had in fact been paying herself a salary out of a company I owned nearly half of, while telling me room and board was generous. I gave the lawyer everything. The photos, the emails, the 8 years of tax filings I'd scanned. Then I went back and worked another 3 weeks like nothing happened, because the wedding season orders were already in and those brides didn't do anything to me. The letter arrived on a Tuesday. I was proofing brioche when Rowan came into the back holding it, her face the color of raw dough. Sweetheart, she started. I kept folding. It's Tessa. She said my mother would be ashamed. She said I was tearing the family apart over money. She said I'd never have made it without her. I said the accounting would show what I'd made. We settled out of court. She kept the building. I took the buyout, which was enough for a lease on a narrow storefront 40 minutes away with a used deck oven and a door that sticks in humidity. My aunt came in once, 6 months after we opened, ordered a coffee, looked around a long time, and said my name, my actual name, before she left. I gave her the coffee for free. That's all she's getting.